Welcome to Casual Conversations. I'm your host, Lawrence, and I have a very special guest.
Hi, all. I'm Vibu Subramani. I'm a second year medical student and from North Carolina. I'm glad to be on Lawrence's show.
Yeah. So I felt like having really interesting people coming on the show, it was something that I felt that was very valuable, especially like people being able to share their different perspectives.
Yeah, of
And
course.
I think there's so many people that you could, reach out to and talk to and can connect with you. And I think it was
hmm
very important that I brought you here.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to be on, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Been a long
Because
time coming.
because like sometimes in med school, like you don't know that people are as creative as they are
Yeah.
because so many things are science based.
hmm
But like before we started shooting, like we were talking about physical activity and something
Yeah.
that you told me that you like to do, which I can't do, like
hmm
because I'm black, was that you
Trust me, you
swim.
can, man.
So like, yeah, tell me a little bit about like how you started swimming.
Yeah. So my swimming journey is something I think I've been doing since I was a kid. So
Hmm.
I'd say I learned to swim when I was 3, and like when you're 3, you're not really swimming. You're learning to
Hmm.
float, right?
Okay, okay.
So I would swim at my community pool for like a while, and that's something I did every summer. So that's like I just grew into that. My place had a pool. I'm from NC, so it's kind of warmer in the sun, so I enjoyed that. And then in middle school, I was like, okay, I kind of want to take swimming seriously because for me it was either between swimming and taekwondo. And I
Okay.
don't know, I feel like I've always liked swimming just a little bit more. Like I feel like the feeling of being in the water and being fast for me is kind of like a rush, an adrenaline rush for me.
Hmm.
So I joined a year on swim team my middle school year, and I had a coach. His name was Coach Austin. I'll never forget him.
Okay.
At first glance, he's like the scariest guy ever. He's former Navy SEAL,
Oh, okay, okay.
tattoos everywhere. He's
Yeah.
like yelling at me. So at first I was terrified. I used to be scared. But then over like 3 or 4 years of just like working with him,
Hmm.
he's like the nicest guy I've ever met. Like this is a man who I respect so much. He lived like 30 minutes away from me, but every summer for my like community swim meets, he would pull up, he would coach, he would just be
Yeah.
yelling at me on the side. But it was to
Oh.
even see him there, it's like I think that's what I loved most about swimming was that's kind of was my introduction to really falling into love with it. I had a really good mentor.
Mhm.
He was tough, but in doing so, I really saw myself improve.
Nice.
And from going from someone who just swam casually to swimming year round and just seeing your speed build up slow by slow. And the thing for swimming, I like to say is because I was mainly a sprinter, I
Mhm.
swam the 50-meter free, the 100-meter fly, and relay. So those are
Okay.
all kind of shorter events.
Yeah.
So improvement is within like point 0.2 seconds.
Really?
Yeah. So
Okay.
every race would essentially go down to who can really give it like their all on the line.
Mhm.
And I think that feeling, I love it, man. It's like, it's really who can give it all in the land. And I think that mentality is something, I think it applies to so much in life, man.
Yeah.
It's really like who wants it most. And I think it's a beautiful thing for me.
Honestly, you mentioned that 3. I feel like
Yeah.
3 years old, that's a pivotal moment right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I feel like if I had started earlier, I'd probably be able to swim.
hmm
I've tried, like, every summer, I'd go to the pool, see if
Yeah.
I could swim
Yeah.
or not. As soon as I get in the water, I start sinking.
Nah, trust me, man. I used to coach toddlers for
Uh-huh.
like 3, 2, 1, and
Yeah.
I like to say this: if I can coach a toddler, I can coach any adult to
I
swim.
mean I mean, that makes
Trust
sense,
me.
that makes
Yeah.
sense. The one thing I heard from, like, lifeguards, they say,
hmm
"Just relax in the water," you know?
Yeah, that's. I think that's what it is. I think the biggest part is like from swimming, you have to learn to float and kind of tread water.
Yeah.
And the more you try to fight the current or just
Mhm.
fight like the medium of water, that's where you sink. So what I like to say swimming, it's not really exertion that gets you fast or flow,
Okay.
it's momentum. So every swim stroke, if you really analyze them like very well, it's just gliding for a lot of periods.
Okay.
So in doing so, that's where I think most people who are starting to swim, they try to fight with, they try to kick a lot, they try to
Yeah.
really dive in the water, but
Yeah.
no, you're really just one stroke and you're just gliding with the stroke. And that's what I
No.
like to teach.
Honestly, that's actually pretty
Yeah.
nice. Like a part of it is sometimes as soon as I get in water, I start to sink and I start to
hmm
panic, and it's sometimes hard to, get out of that mental block.
Yeah,
And so I'm
yeah.
like how you mentioned, things do translate to other aspects. So how do you get out that mental block when things aren't going as well as you expect it to?
Yeah. I think for me, there's been multiple times in my life where I guess I've expected something and just
Yeah.
things didn't go my way. And for me, a big thing I like to do is it's called the 3-day rule, where if I'm upset about something,
Hmm.
I give it one day. And if I'm still upset, I'm like, okay, this is 2 more days. And then if I'm really upset on that second day to third day, I'll just try to get as much sleep as I can, like a good 10 hours.
Oh,
And
okay.
I feel like for me, most of the time by that third day,
Mhm.
I usually don't like it doesn't bother me as much as something I do. And I feel like, and if it does, then for me, I know that's something serious in my life where I have to be more focused on. But I
Yeah.
think for me, I say that like 3 day rule because it helps me kind of organize like what I think is important.
Mhm.
If it's something which is not really bothering me or something like I expect and it didn't happen, and by the third day I just don't feel it as much, I know that this is not something I can really control and I should really worry about for my life. And
Right.
to be honest, I think that's most things in life. Like if you really take a few days to really just
Mhm.
accept it, be at peace for yourself, I feel like most people would kind of benefit from that.
No, true. I've never heard of the 3-day rule, but putting that
Mhm.
into perspective, I felt like growing up, sometimes when things aren't going
Yeah.
my way, it was so easy to, just act
Yeah, in the
according to
moment,
it.
just be mad,
Yeah.
upset,
No,
rush.
honestly,
Yeah.
yeah. And I felt like kind of reflecting, it's really
Mhm.
important to, just take a couple of days, just being
Yeah.
able to step back and just reflecting on it. Like even with med school, sometimes when things aren't going your way, I'm just like, we don't have enough time to
Yeah.
like just let things sit, especially like if it's either content related,
Mhm.
you don't have enough time, but there are aspects where you need to just like take a step back,
Yeah.
just reflect and then like eventually get back to it or find a way to pivot and learn in a different way kind of thing.
I
So
think I like to say that's actually one of the hardest but most crucial things into
yeah.
really not even being med school, just being a grown adult or just
Right.
like being really a functional member of society, being able to like control your emotions.
Hmm.
So that it's fine if you have bad days. Everyone has bad days. But being able to like realize that these bad days will pass and really
Hmm.
move on, I think that's the most important thing I've learned throughout my life.
No, that now that you mention that, like there are definitely aspects, especially like when things are very tough. It seems like
Hmm.
this is gonna last forever. Like, why am I
Hmm.
going through this? And it's becoming very difficult just to get through your day.
Hmm.
But just reflecting, things do get
Yeah,
better.
yeah,
Um, and if not, like it's really important outside of just school or just life in general
yeah,
is like having those strong resources of people who could like help
yeah. Of
support
course.
you, because I think
Hmm.
like relationships and friendships are like very important.
Hmm.
They say if you want to move fast, move alone, but if you want to move far, move together, kind of
Yeah, that's
thing.
a good quote.
Yeah, yeah, I heard it from somewhere. I wish I said it first,
Yeah.
but I didn't. But yeah, it's like you can translate that to many
Hmm.
different aspects, because like sometimes what I see around my peers is fitness. Fitness is
Hmm.
like really important, and you mentioned like swimming, which
Hmm.
is a difficult task to do,
Hmm.
especially if you didn't grow up doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
But just being able to create a continuous routine, especially as you get older, because
Hmm.
people do decline. So like tell me a little bit more about your fitness, because sometimes
Yeah.
sometimes I see you in the gym, and most
Yeah,
people I
no,
don't see in the
no,
gym.
I
So
see Lawrence all the time at the gym
yeah.
also. So I think for me, fitness, I guess, has been a thing I've always been into just because I've been swimming since I was kind of three.
Yeah.
But I started getting into the gym during COVID.
Right.
Because during the COVID period of my life, there was about 2 years, or at least for my high school, it was closed for 2 years.
Yeah.
And I didn't do year on, I didn't do anything. And I noticed after like that first year, I just felt kind of like a bum. Like
Yeah.
wasn't doing much. I was in my room. I was eating Domino's or Doritos every single day,
Mm.
and I would try to like run or go to my local pool for swimming. I just didn't feel it. So I was like, you know what? At this point, I was on. I think TikTok was like a bigger thing
Yeah.
then,
Yeah. It was growing at
and there
that
was a
time
lot
too.
of gym content. And I was like, yeah, like this. I've never been in the gym. I've never been like a gym person. There's no one in my family I know who works out like that.
Yeah.
So like, I'll give it a try, and I hated it.
Oh
Like the
really?
first like 2 months, I hated it. I would try to do cardio or just try to run a mile, and that's something I didn't enjoy. But in hating it, I learned something about consistency. It's
Hmm.
that the more consistent you are with something, the less like things hurt, the less you hate it, the more you realize the importance of it.
Hmm.
And I think that's something that's translated now to me in like med school where I feel like if I don't work out, and when I say workout, it doesn't mean like a full heavy lift. It can
Yeah.
just be like cardio first or just do some like squats or like arms for like 20, 30 minutes.
Hmm.
I feel like I have more motivation or more excited for my day because I feel
Yeah.
like that's one task I accomplished.
No,
So it's the
exactly,
start of
exactly.
it, right?
No, honestly, like when I first started going to the gym a little bit more regularly, I was like doing gym content, gym
Yeah, yeah.
interviews, and talking to people about what got them interested in
Mhm.
exercising, going to the gym. And some people they talked about, spiting a previous relationship or being able to fit a dress
Yeah,
or like
yeah.
doing stuff like that. But what I realized, the hardest part is just getting to the gym.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just like being able once you step in, even if you don't know what you're doing, just by virtue of just seeing other people doing stuff,
Mhm.
you're gonna be a little bit more motivated to, exercise or try different workouts.
Yeah.
So I'm like, for anyone who's interested in like exercising, I think you should definitely give it a try.
No, no. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
I like to say that just even understands for seeing other people work out makes you motivation.
Yeah.
I think that's a thing that also applies to so many other things in life.
Right,
Like, for
right.
example, med school. I study in the library because
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just more productive when I
Yeah.
see others. And that's just the way it is. Like,
Mhm.
motivation is something you get from other people, and it's like a
Right.
reciprocal energy. So being
Yeah.
in those environments, I think always helps.
Yeah, and we talked about motivation before
Hmm.
we started rolling.
Yeah.
Sometimes motivation is so I don't know if the right word is finite, but it's very short term,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so you mentioned something that you could add that goes beyond
Yeah.
motivation.
So I guess for me, when motivation is, it's I like to describe it at that as that sudden like 2 a.m. burst of energy. You're just
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna do everything, I want to accomplish everything in
Yeah.
life. But does that last till the next day? It usually
Nah.
doesn't. Or does that last for the next week? It
Yeah.
doesn't. So I heard a quote. I don't know who said it, unfortunately. I wish I, knew it from the
Yeah.
top of my head. But it's something with it was like consistency beats hard work anytime.
Mhm.
And that's something I've lived through like my entire life.
Yeah.
Cause just being motivated in something for like even swimming, like med school, just life, just being a better person, just thinking about it doesn't mean much.
Mhm.
If you actually practice that and just at least be able to do this for a week straight, then that next week becomes easier. And then that third week becomes easier. And then before you know it, that is who you are as a person.
Right.
So I feel like motivation, it's great. Like I don't want to tell anyone to not be motivated. That's a
Yeah.
weird term to say. But I feel like consistency for me has always been more of a driver in my life than
Yeah.
any type of motivation I've had.
Yeah, it's like the same idea of that 1% better every day.
Yeah.
Like for example, like even posting online, I recommend you do it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's like one video won't really change your life, but
Yeah.
as long as you keep posting, more people are going to see you,
Mhm.
and then like eventually, you don't know who's watching, and
Yeah.
it could open up so many doors and opportunities for you to either
Mhm.
network with people who could get you in places that you want to be in, or just give you like opportunities to just make money.
Yeah.
And
No,
I
you're
think
right.
I think it's wonderful just being able to do something that you enjoy, but
Mhm.
you just gotta keep doing it,
Yeah.
and eventually, like, the momentum will just start picking up, and then it's gonna be exponential.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Yeah.
that's life, right? It's
No,
every day,
yeah, yeah.
1% at a time, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
dangerous.
exactly, and that's sort of like the way I reflect on things, especially with social media. Sometimes
Mhm.
people see it as a way to blow up overnight, but honestly, reality is not. So,
Mhm.
I kinda, like, supplement that with, what I'm doing right now in med school, and it's been
Yeah. No.
pretty nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, and so, like,
What's that quote? Slow progress beats no progress at all.
I've never heard. I mean, that
Or
is a
maybe
great
it's like a
quote, but
variety of
no,
something, but
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. There's so many quotes that
Yeah.
are like in that same
Vein of
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
motivation, yeah.
exactly. No, my one of my favorite things is you throw on one of those um motivational edits on YouTube or
Oh,
TikTok just
yeah.
to start the day. I'm like, damn.
My TikTok saves is just a bunch of motivational stuff. It gets
If-
me up.
no, honestly, if it's not one of those ones with the boxing,
Yeah.
the B-roll, it's something
It's
with
like
like
super
Porsches.
dark, faded out cars, like
No,
a
honestly,
TikTok, like
yeah, yeah.
beat audio.
Yeah. So like do whatever you got to do
Yeah.
just to be able to like, jumpstart the day and
Yeah,
then just
no.
like try to figure out a way to like keep it going
Mhm.
even when you don't see like the results coming
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
Yeah, so like one of the hardest things was, when you start exercising, you go to the gym, you got to spend money on that
Mhm.
membership.
Yeah.
And sometimes the membership might be $10, $40 or something like that.
Mhm.
So like that makes me think, like, if you had $100, what would you spend to like upgrade your life?
Okay. So I guess I would say I'm thinking about this because of where we're located, and this
Mhm.
is a purchase where I definitely need it in my life. So
Yeah.
I'm from NC, and it's generally a warmer climate,
Hmm.
and I do not do well in the cold. So one of the first things I bought, it was a Carhartt jacket. And I
Okay.
think having just a really good, like, sturdy jacket or something like that,
Mhm.
it's something you wouldn't think means that much.
Mhm.
At least where we're at, and we live in Albany, being
Yeah.
able to feel warm and like climate controlled in a
Yeah.
place, and it's like you don't have to worry about tearing or anything.
Mhm.
I think that's so important for me. Like, I feel like how I am, I can't focus or I can't be as productive as I can be
Yeah.
if I'm like slightly cold or like slightly hot. I have a weird like I have to be at a
No,
certain temperature.
yeah, exactly. I
So
know what
a
you mean.
thing like that was honestly like it was a godsend to me. I felt
Yeah.
like my entire life changed after getting one jacket, and
Mhm.
it's lasted 4 or 5 years for me,
Oh,
so
no, that's actually solid
yeah,
then.
no, I stand by Carhartt, it's
Yeah.
good quality stuff.
Yeah, I think and two, in terms because I wasn't aware of the brand, it's like social
Yeah,
media kinda makes things a little bit
yeah,
more
yeah.
popular. But yeah, the quality, I think, is very
Yeah,
commendable, right?
yeah,
That's
no.
that's why people like them, and then people will even buy them, like, if they're, like, 10
Yeah,
plus years
no, for
old.
real, no.
Yeah.
My dad has a Carhartt, like, vest from,
Oh,
like,
really?
20 years ago, and I'm like, "Dad, if you sell it, it's, like, probably a grand, someone will sell it."
No, honestly, that's yeah, sometimes the way fashion works, it doesn't I don't understand it, but
Yeah.
if you get into it early on, you're
The only thing I know about fashion is it's cyclical, so
yeah, yeah,
trends will
yeah.
come back, so I'm waiting for skinny jeans to go back in style.
No, I was like for me working out on legs, it's hard for me to
Yeah,
put on skinny jeans.
yeah,
But no, that was the wave back in like 2012,
yeah, no.
2009 kind of thing. But no, I thought that was cool. But I was talking to my brother and he says like it's really important that you invest in yourself,
Oh, yeah.
especially like with clothes.
Mhm,
Sometimes I'm like I'm in med school, people don't really
mhm.
care. No one really
Yeah,
dresses up like that. But he says like, no, even if like people aren't really putting it on in
yeah,
school, you should want to be able to dress so that like you have quality
yeah, yeah,
clothes and things that can last.
yeah, and one thing actually this is something I'm actually looking to grab, and so it's not
Yeah.
something I even have yet, but, a nice watch, like, a
Oh,
good,
okay.
like,
Yeah.
formal watch,
Yeah.
especially, like, as we're getting older.
Yeah.
I feel like that just tells a lot about who you are. It doesn't have to
Right.
be expensive or fancy. It just
Yeah.
has to kind of feel formal and kind of mean something to you. Like for
Right.
me, I have a Casio watch. It's like $30.
Mhm.
And I love it, man. It's just like a very simple, clean watch. I didn't bring it here unfortunately, but
Yeah.
it's just simple and clean. I feel like just something like that, it just
Yeah.
feels you makes you feel more professional, confident about yourself.
No,
Stuff like that.
honest. I feel like a watch. I haven't really invested too much
Yeah,
into
yeah.
getting watches, but no, that's actually a very important, solid purchase. I think watches are really important. I tried to like accessorize a little bit more,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
step outside of my comfort zone. So I started getting rings and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But yeah, honestly, being able to explore and try things, especially as you mature, I think it's
Yeah.
really important.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, especially like developing your own style and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I feel like most people are afraid to kind of deviate from their style because they
Yeah.
feel like at like in their 20s, like, okay, we're set on who I am.
Yeah.
No, I've never been the type to like lock into one style. Like through my college years, I went through so many hairstyles, so many
Mhm.
facial hairstyles, like
Yeah.
everything. And I feel like that's important. Like you should be able to explore it. And people are, I think, too afraid to kind of seem
Yeah.
different,
Yeah.
you know?
True. 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 Sometimes it feels like, especially since we're going to like a more professional
Yeah.
career, you want to fit this mold to like appeal to whoever is
Hmm.
evaluating you and stuff like that. And I feel like especially like why not try different
Yeah,
things?
no.
Because it kind of helps you develop who you are, right?
Yeah, I
So
think the way I see it is that yeah, there are definitely professionalism standards which we should all adhere to in
yeah.
medicine. But for me as a doctor, I would want my patient to feel comfortable with me, and I think
Yeah.
there's some things you can do to just kind of bridge that boundary beyond professionalism. Like
Yeah.
maybe just I don't know how you talk sometimes, be more casual to a patient. Like
Yeah.
I've always enjoyed when my physicians are just a little more casual with me. They seem
Mhm.
someone I would like want to hang out with, and I
Right.
feel like things like that like even something like a watch or rings or accessorizing that kind of shows you're more of a human
Yeah.
besides your medical field.
No, honestly, yeah. I 100% agree. So, like, even when I'm doing like the things with the SPs,
Hmm.
like the standardized patients, I'm really just like myself,
Yeah,
chill.
no.
I don't have to put on a different persona or
Hmm.
anything like that. And they give me pretty good
Yeah,
feedback.
yeah,
Like, if you've gotten one where, oh, I would like to have you as my doctor kind of
yeah,
thing. I'm like, yo, that means a lot
yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So I appreciate that.
yeah, no. Those SPs are great. Like
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
actors, I like to say.
No,
Good actors.
honestly, a little too good.
Yeah.
Sometimes like when I'm scrolling on social media, I see things that are like crazy where some people would say that. I'm
Hmm.
like, you know what? Now that you say that, I know you're getting a lot of heat in the comments,
Yeah.
but I kind of agree with that.
Okay.
So like, what's a hill that you're willing to die on?
Oh, okay. So I've had this since I was so early on.
Yeah,
I think guacamole is overrated,
really?
and I'm gonna give my explanation for it.
Okay, before.
Okay. I'm a very big texture person.
Okay.
I think guacamole has the same texture as like baby food. Like I feel like it would be that same
Ooh.
thing. And
You-
for me, that's like I can't do it.
mhm.
And also my thing for guacamole is like I feel like for it to be good, and the only times I've liked it is when you have to add just so many things
Oh, okay,
to it.
okay, okay,
And I'm
yeah.
like, is a dish really that good if you need
Uh,
to add so much to it
yeah.
to like make it good? So
I know
that's
what you
my
mean.
hot take, for guacamole.
Yeah, so like Chipotle, I never cared about the extra guac. I'm like, bro, just give me whatever. But no, honestly, I feel like guacamole is overhyped.
Yeah. Actually, I feel like I have an even crazier one than that. I think rice is overhyped.
Nah, nah, I'm African. I eat
I'm
rice all
Indian.
the
I should
time.
like rice too, right? No, I feel like for me, I've always been more of like kind of like bready things. Like for
Okay,
in
okay,
in Indian food, we have these things called like naans and
okay,
puris.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's just like I would always prefer that over rice.
okay,
I feel
yeah.
like I don't know if that's saying something about my brownness or but
Nah,
no, man,
what?
that's my hot take.
No, what I realized is I was eating wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like rice is supposed to be a small portion. That was majority of the
You know,
thing that
that
I was
could have
eating.
been it because when I grew up, it was half a plate of
Yeah.
just straight rice. So I was like,
No.
I'm tired,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. I would say like my hot take is any Starbucks drink is nasty.
Have you had a frap though?
I just feel like it's too many calories, too much caffeine. I'm just
That
like
is true.
at this point, and especially like
Mhm.
you would think what you're getting should be no more than $10.
Oh yeah, they're
Now they're
expensive. They're
yeah, I'm
bread
like
now, right?
I think Starbucks is definitely overrated
Oh
at this
no,
point.
definitely. No, the coffee we get at like a student lounge, I think
Yeah.
is way better and it's free and over
It's
Starbucks.
free. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's way better, but it's
I
free.
prefer it. I've never been a coffee person. It's
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
Caffeine has never. I guess I have naturally a high tolerance,
Uh-huh.
so I've never really been a coffee person. And then, like I think during med school, like one night for FMS, I was late
Yeah.
and I had to be up, so I
Uh-huh.
got some coffee at a student lounge, and that was like the first time I felt the caffeine rush. And so
Really?
now it's like I gotta go to this place, man. This
Oh,
is the
wow.
one place I've ever
Okay.
got it from.
I feel like I have a high tolerance with caffeine too, because
Mhm.
like I don't get the same effect that
Yeah.
people normally get. I wanna even give it like a crazier hot take.
Yeah.
I think caffeine is overrated as a med student.
You know what? I would agree. I mean, yeah, no, I think I would agree. I think, at least for me, I guess if people are using caffeine to stay awake, one
Yeah.
other thing I've noticed is kind of like a carbonated drink. I feel
Mhm.
like for me, a lot of the times when I'm tired, it's kind of like a mouth or like a flavor fatigue. Like if I'm drinking water all
Mm.
the time, you're just kind of used to the same like
Yeah.
textures or anything. And I feel like even something that's getting like a Diet Coke or something, if I
Mhm.
just drink that, even though it's like caffeine, I don't think that counts.
Yeah.
Caffeine based, but I think like the different in like flavors and textures, all that
Mhm.
stuff. I think that's a lot better than caffeine. That'll get you up more.
Yeah, I feel like if I'm not getting quality sleep, forget the caffeine.
Oh yeah,
Because
definitely.
at the end of the day, like I don't know for you, whenever I don't get enough sleep, like my body starts to ache, like my
Yeah.
eyes, my head. So I'm not really sure like how caffeine is gonna help me in that
No, no.
in that instance. It's sort of like keeping me awake while I'm still like fatigued and tired.
I think the 7 to 8 hours is that's like a crucial thing like you need to do. Like you
Yeah,
don't realize how much sleep you're missing until you get 7 to 8 hours for like a week straight.
yeah.
You just realize, whoa, I feel great. Like it's
Yeah,
amazing.
no, honestly, like people really sleep on sleep,
Yeah.
because it like what they talk about how it negatively impacts your life, like
Hmm.
shortens your lifespan. I feel like, yo, honestly, that's true.
Hmm.
Because when I don't get enough sleep, I just feel so fatigued.
Hmm.
I just feel like trash,
Yeah.
honestly.
And I feel like also most people get into a cycle of not sleeping because
Hmm.
they want to be more efficient or productive with their work. Or it's like, okay, I don't have enough time to sleep.
Yeah,
I have to study for doing all this.
yeah,
And then those days of less sleep stack up. And then you realize that you're only spending more time studying because you're getting less sleep and
yeah,
because you're less efficient.
yeah.
So just simple as really getting those 7 to 8 hours would really fix everything for me.
No, honestly, and I felt like in med school, sometimes it's more common to build those unhealthy habits.
Oh
And I feel like staying awake a little bit longer than you should
yeah.
is one of the unhealthy habits that I've sort of like developed.
Hmm.
So, like, what's the longest you've ever stayed awake, like either in med school or when you were within your academic experience?
Yeah. Thankfully, I've actually never pulled a overnighter before.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh
I've
my,
never had to
okay,
do
okay.
that. So I'm very blessed for that. I'd say the latest I stayed up, it was like 3:34, and this was
Okay,
an OChem test
okay,
at
okay.
undergrad.
Yeah.
And oh, I never want to do that again. So I remember I was drawing like symbols and stuff on
Yeah,
a
yeah.
whiteboard at 3 a.m., just like
Ah, damn.
losing my mind.
Yeah.
So I think no, I'm very much for my 7 to 8 hours. I'm now the type of person where I'll try to sleep by 10:30, 11. Like
Okay.
I try not to go past midnight if I have to.
Yeah. No, honestly, I completely respect that. Like, if you've never seen the sunrise
No.
and while you didn't get to sleep, I'm like,
If I
damn.
saw that, I would probably lose my mind.
No, the crazy thing too is like when I was in college, I would pull all nighters
Mhm.
the same day every time. Like, cause I had an assignment due like Monday morning, and I
Yeah.
would pull an entire all-nighter.
So it's like
I knew about
consistent
this assignment.
routine. Yeah.
I knew about this assignment a week before, and I
Yeah.
still waited till the last minute.
Yeah.
So that was like horrible experiences.
No.
But like, if you're pulling up those late nights, but now you're not like not pushing past 12. But if you were pulling up those late nights, what's like a crazy snack that you would have?
Oh, no. I mean, there's been times where I've definitely just, like, been on scrolling on TikTok to, like,
Yeah.
2, so that's not something I
Yeah.
wanna say I'm studying. So I have a very big sweet tooth. That's, like,
Okay.
my
No.
thing,
No.
and
Okay.
it's the biggest vice I've had since I was a kid. I'm surprised I don't have cavities,
Uh
but,
huh.
honey buns. I
Oh,
love
really?
honey buns.
They
That's been,
haven't
like,
had
my
those in a while.
dude, I've I've, like, fond, like, memories when I was, like, 7 with my aunts. They would
Yeah.
just give me honey buns,
Yeah.
and I'm just a kid, I'm like, because my parents were, like, more healthy and health conscious,
Hmm.
so anytime we get those sweets and treats, it was, like, the best day of my life.
No.
So I love honey buns,
Hmm.
Pop-Tarts. I used to
Okay.
love
Okay.
Pop-Tarts. Fun fact, I've tried every flavor of Pop-Tarts
Really?
commercially available.
So what? So like, I don't know if this is a thing. You know, toaster strudels. If you
Yeah,
remember,
yeah, yeah.
are those like the same company or the same thing,
I
kind of?
think toaster strudels is, like, what the item is. Like, a
Okay.
Pop-Tart
Okay.
is a toaster strudel. For
Really?
example, like, Domino's is a pizza.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
But the thing looks a little bit different. Like toaster strudels, I feel like most of it was on the inside, less on the
I
outside.
think the frosting thing is really a Pop-Tart thing, like, on the
Oh, okay,
outside. I think
okay.
that's because I know Pop-Tarts have the unfrosted thing, and I'm just showing how much of a sweet tooth I have, but, yeah, they have, like, unfrosted ones, so
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So
don't
like,
know.
what's your recommended flavor for a Pop Tart?
I can give you a top 3 right now,
All right.
man.
What's your top three?
Okay. There's a lemon blueberry. That's, like, number 1.
Okay.
A lemon blueberry, I think it's something with those 2 flavors.
Yeah.
There's wild berry. Wild berry is amazing. It's, like, not as sweet, and
Uh
I
huh.
feel like even though I'm talking about Pop-Tarts, like,
Yeah.
the more sweeter artificial flavors I
Yeah.
can't handle. Like, there's one that's, like, just a full, like, cookie dough, like, chocolate chip cookie, and
oh.
that was a little too much for me.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
Is that the third one, or you have?
no, I
Okay.
think the 3rd one is just classic raspberry. Like, I love raspberry.
Okay,
That's
that's
my
the only
thing.
one I could relate to because, like,
That's good,
I
okay.
no, I was hearing all these different flavors. I'm like, "Yo, you were getting the fancy ones. I just
Nah,
got the classic strawberry."
trust me, I tried all of them. I
Yeah.
had plenty of time to marinate and think of my opinions on Pop-Tarts.
Okay.
That was something I went all of my junior year. That was my goal, to try every
So,
single one.
did you microwave them or did you just eat
Lo
them fresh out?
Low key, Imma say this, put them in the fridge for, like, an hour.
Mhm.
I've microwaved Pop-Tarts maybe twice in my life.
Oh, okay, okay.
I feel like I do it either for too long, and then it always burns the roof of my mouth, so I'm
Yeah,
like, "Okay, I'm just gonna keep them cold a little bit."
yeah.
And because, what I used to do, I'm also a big fan of peanut butter, so I take
Okay.
Pop-Tarts, peanut butter,
Oh, okay.
Pop-Tart. That was
Oh, like
my
a whole sandwich? Oh, wow. No,
Yeah, I have a
honestly
sweet tooth,
no,
man.
no.
That's the thing I love. That's probably why I exercise so much to get
Yeah,
rid of
yeah.
those.
No, I used to when I was younger, I used to, take those Eggo waffles,
Oh, they're
and I
great.
would put, ice cream on top and, like, chocolate
Yeah,
syrup.
no, that's
So
definitely the
that's
way to do it,
yeah, that's
man.
what I used to do back in the day.
Yeah, no,
But
I haven't had ice cream in a minute though. Actually thinking about
really
that, yeah.
oh, I have a cookies and cream in the
We'll
freezer now.
definitely get that
No,
afterwards.
no, honestly. No, I love ice cream, especially, like, on a hot day kinda
Oh
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, like, either that or the popsicles from, like, the corner
Have you
store,
been to
like
Scoops?
no, I haven't,
You should
no.
go to Scoops. It's by the Colony Park, and it's
Okay,
run
okay.
by these, I think, U Albany students. But they have their own cows, like which is
Oh,
like
really?
on the field, so it's like super fresh, like farmed and
Oh.
everything.
Oh, that's
It's
nice.
probably like top 3 ice cream I've ever had in my life, dude. It's like
Okay,
super rich and creamy, so I
really.
recommend that place.
I don't know if it beats the dairy bar on Cornell's campus. They have, like, a whole
Oh
vet
yeah, I
school.
forgot Cornell's, right? Oh yeah, definitely not
No,
beating
yeah.
that. No, you've had some A1
Yeah,
ice
yeah,
cream in
yeah.
your life.
But, no, honestly, like, I have a pretty bad sweet tooth myself,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
there was a time where, like, when they would give you current like, your money on college?
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
the flex
yeah.
dollars,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So, every day I would just use it to buy candy. Like, that's all I did. I was like,
What's your
"Damn."
favorite candy of choice?
I think the Airheads, the
Air
packet ones.
the, like, individual or, like, the
Yeah,
strip ones?
the individual ones.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
a I don't think I've ever heard someone say Airhead. That's unique, man.
No, I think it's either that or, like, the trolley gummies, if you've ever had
Trolleys
those.
are good.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of sour candy, so I was
Yeah.
always like Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah.
The watermelon ones are my favorite. Like, I
Mhm.
could kill a bag so easy. That's
Yeah.
I can't eat those. That and Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. I'm a big peanut
Ooh,
butter
I don't
person.
know. I don't know if I could rock with that one.
Dude, peanut butters, I think Alex is my favorite flavor of just
Okay.
anything. Like
Yeah.
anything peanut butter, I'll eat.
Okay. No, I do eat peanut butter, like, if I'm I don't know if you eat oatmeal.
I love oatmeal,
Oh, you
dude.
do? Okay,
I'll
I'll
I'll I
put
love
peanut butter in it.
granola, oats,
Yeah,
all
okay,
the thing,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll put some peanut butter in that, and I think
Yeah.
it tastes really good, so,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm honestly, like
Have you tried PB Fit?
no, what is that?
It's like it's kinda like a healthier peanut butter. It's like a grain form, and you
Oh,
just put
okay.
the powder in your oatmeal, and the oatmeal
Really?
has some, like, milk or water, right?
Mhm.
So it kinda condenses
Oh,
to get
actually, I need
the
to check
peanut
that
butter
out.
consistency and just I think it's, like, less fat or than
Oh, okay,
standard peanut
okay.
butter, so it's like a healthier version, but no,
Okay,
that's great. I stand by PB Fit.
okay, alright.
Yeah.
Wait, is it like,
It's like a tub, it's super cheap. I think
yeah.
it's
Is it did you hear about it because, like, you're into fitness, or is it, like, popular?
so PB Fit, I think it's generally now more popular. Like you
Yeah.
can find it at like Market 32 or
Okay.
like any of those grocery stores. I even got into PB Fit because so I was trying to bulk my freshman year,
Yeah.
and I got up to a weight which I'm not really proud to say, but it was a diet of like pizza, like hot dogs, the
Mhm.
most terrible thing. And I was like, okay, I want to be a little healthier now,
Mhm.
and I knew I love peanut butter. I was trying to be smart about it. Okay, maybe it has too much fat. So what's the healthier alternatives? And I looked them up.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's just a powder you have. It
Yeah.
tastes like 85% like peanut butter. So it's
Okay.
good enough for me, right?
Yeah.
It's healthier. I stand by it.
Mm.
Mhm.
I've always wanted to bulk, but I felt like I've never been consistent.
Yeah.
Cause cause like being active and trying to like put on more muscle
Yeah.
or put on more weight, something I was trying to do, especially like in college. I would go to the dining hall, get like 3 double hamburgers, a plate of fries, trying to down it to
I
gain weight.
remember those days,
Yeah.
man.
But it never worked.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
like,
you're big. I don't know if you guys can see the camera. He's
no,
way bigger than me. So
no. I
uh,
mean, I've tried to put on more weight, but
yeah.
it's like sometimes I feel like it's hard.
Yeah, it is. I feel like for me, bulking was always harder than cutting.
Yeah.
Cause like the biggest thing is I just feel kind of slow, like sluggish
Mm,
after I
okay.
bulk. And I'm the type of person where I don't like to eat before like the gym or anything.
Right.
So I work out like in the morning, but I have to gain weight. I have to eat
Yeah.
a heavy breakfast, and I just feel slow and kind of sluggish. So that's not really been a fan of mine. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to gain about 10 pounds. So hopefully that's the goal for this summer.
Yeah. My goal is to get like a lot bigger. So
Yeah.
we'll
10,
we'll
20
s-
pounds.
yeah,
We'll see.
we'll see if that works out. But like on topic of like food, especially like as we're getting more
Mhm.
into our adulthood, do you like cook or
Oh
anything?
yeah.
Okay.
I used to never cook at all.
Yeah.
I started to cook my sophomore year because this is
Okay.
where we had to leave from like dorms to like our own places,
Okay.
and then I really started like really cooking my junior year. And I like cooking not even for like the health aspect of it.
Hmm.
It's very calming for me. I
Yeah.
feel like learning a recipe or just taking the time out of day to like cut vegetables or
Hmm.
like just fry eggs or just make pasta. I think
Yeah.
it's like therapeutic. And most
Yeah.
people, I feel like if you're afraid to cook, or most people are kind of don't cook because they feel like it's a time commitment and everything.
Yeah.
But I feel that in that time commitment, it's kind of like peace. It's like a kind of a
Hmm.
therapy for those 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah. Honestly, I think especially like when you're trying to learn different recipes, it kind of puts you in like a different zone where you
Yeah.
can actually, like how you said, you're sort of like the master of what's going on, trying to
Hmm.
develop a level of coordination between
Hmm.
like what you're cooking over here and like the time that you have to take it out and stuff like that. So I think like cooking is a really important skill to develop.
Yeah, no.
And I feel like sometimes in med school, I don't know, do people eat out more often or do they cook? What have you noticed?
I'd say there's periods. So like during our first semester was a period where I ate out a lot just because I was very busy.
Yeah.
And I remember once that period ended, this was our FMS anatomy.
Hmm.
We got a little bit more free time when we go to our single section blocks. And I think in then people were trying to be a little bit more healthier,
Yeah.
cooking a lot more because we had the time for that.
Yeah.
But I would say, I mean, I'm not gonna be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I have been eating out recently for the past 2 weeks. I've been a little lazy,
Yeah.
but no, I think I generally am getting more to like cooking for myself. Even like simple meals. Like I've never meal prepped really a day in my life before
Hmm.
med school, and not really doing that and making my own dishes, which I can meal prep. Like I make a really good like broccolini salad.
Okay.
So that's something I've learned to make on my own and just things like that where you can prep every single day. I feel
Yeah.
like it's also something you can be proud of. Like, okay, I made the food I'm eating. Like if
Yeah.
you think about it, that's crazy, right?
No,
You're
honestly.
making the food you're eating.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Yeah.
it's a lot more common or easier to
Yeah.
just
So
buy
eat
food.
out and most people do that.
But what I've also noticed is like if I'm eating out, I might take note of something that I really enjoy in the
Oh
menu
yeah.
and try
No.
to figure out how to make that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Actually, that whole salad recipe is because the Choices has a great salad bar,
Oh,
and I
okay.
was like, "I never thought about these combinations."
Yeah.
So I decided to make it at home, and it's pretty good.
The crazy thing about choices, it's like a little cafe at our school, and so I bought like one slice of pizza one time
Mhm.
and never went ever again.
Yeah, I've never actually got their I've only had their salads from there,
Yeah,
and
really?
I stand by their salads.
Okay.
Their
No, I,
salads, and they have good cookies. So,
okay.
sweet tooth, man,
Like I've seen them. They're like pretty big, right?
they're
No,
good.
honestly, I feel like what the chocolate chip.
Oh, no, I think that's too basic for me. You know the ones where
Really?
they're, like, the fancy ones, they have, like it's not the standard chocolate chips,
Yeah.
the bigger ones where they have, like they had a lemon one the other day, they had
Hmm.
a no, it was frosting, it was peanut butter strudel or something, like,
Oh,
all
okay,
those
okay.
fancy ones. I'm a big sweet tooth, so
No,
that's my little
nice.
sweet treat at the end of the
No,
day.
no, I see you on that one. So like, if you were to get a cookie, are you like the hard on the outside, or like hard over all over, or like the soft kind of chewy, or a mix of both?
Okay, so my perfect, like, dream cookie would be,
Yeah,
like, hard on the outside
yeah.
and just gooey at the very center,
Mm,
but
okay.
not too gooey where, like, it feels, like, unbaked.
Yeah,
Like, I feel like most places where they try to do gooey cookies, it's unbaked, like, you break it open, it
yeah.
feels mushy, doughy. No, I want, like, one step above that,
Hmm.
but then, everything else on the outside to be hard.
No, I think that honestly, I think that's
Yeah.
perfect. That's how I used to work at a retirement home,
Mhm.
and I was like a server. But back in the kitchen, they made some really nice cookies, and I would take like a bunch of them home.
The dream job.
Where you could get free food at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like after taking those, I would put them in the oven,
Mhm.
and they would have that same
Yeah.
consistency. I was like, damn, this is really nice.
No, actually, think about it. I feel like the earliest cooking thing I've ever done was make brownies and cookies. Like I've been
Really?
making that
Yeah.
since I was a kid, so I always love like baking that type of stuff.
Was it fresh or from the box though?
Mostly from the box, man.
I
Like
don't think that counts.
Ghirardelli,
I don't think that
triple
counts.
chocolate. Man, I was like 6.
Yeah.
For me, that was crazy. I was like making brownies and stuff,
Mhm.
but no, I've always been on that.
Okay. Do you think like within our age group, what do you think is normalized but you feel like it's so overrated?
Normalized, but I feel it's so overrated.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me think. That's okay. I'm gonna say something about, I guess, more medical in our
Uh-huh.
sense. I think that something that's normalized, we've really talked about it, is spending like 12 hours studying. Like
Yeah.
the people who say that, I mean, I get for some people, yeah, you can.
Mhm.
I think most people can't do that. And if they think they're doing that, they're really being unproductive for like
Yeah.
4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
I think that's a mindset a lot of people have where they see time as productivity.
Yeah.
And that's something I had to learn to really break off from. Where I remember when I was first going off, I would wake up at 7. I would be back home at 11:30, and I was like,
Mhm.
I felt like I got nothing done today.
Right.
Like, I
Yeah.
wouldn't remember anything, and I
Mhm.
think that's something that we kinda have in our not really age group, but, like, med school class where people try to, put the time and effort, but then they're exhausted and not really
Mhm.
focusing on really efficient strategies. I think that's a very overrated thing.
Honestly, yeah, I think efficiency is more important than
Mhm.
the amount of time. Because if you can, like, for example, have you had a you've had a job outside of
Yeah, yeah.
okay, yeah, and so like some people who don't work,
Mhm.
you'll realize if you're working 9 to 5 or whatever,
Mhm.
most of the time people aren't really working the entire
Yeah,
shift.
yeah.
So I'm like, whenever people say that they've been doing something for hours, I'm like, how
Yeah.
much of that time have you actually put into that? Because sometimes it can get fatiguing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking about this, one of my friends, he bought like one of those like chess like timer things. If you ever
Oh,
been
okay.
playing
Yeah.
chess where like you press a button,
Yeah.
it turns it on, turn it off.
Yeah.
And he did that to like track his like hours of like productivity. And it's
Yeah.
I think it's like for him, it's like he says it's more confidence because you can see like, okay, when I'm taking a break, it
Hmm.
builds up super quick. And people don't realize that like
Yeah.
a 10-hour day can really just be like 5 hours of something and you're
Right.
kind of just relaxing for those other 5.
So are you like into sports?
Yeah. Right now, okay, so I'm from NC, man.
Mhm.
So our sports teams are generally not the best. Like
Okay.
we have the Hornets. It's the Hornets, man.
Yeah.
We have the Panthers. It's the Panthers, man. I watch college sports a lot more. So
Okay.
I'm a big fan of Duke. Like Duke basketball is my favorite. Actually, before I went to RPI, I think Duke was my dream school. So that's
Mm,
something I'm tied with.
yeah.
I just want the Knicks to win though. So
Okay,
right
okay.
now I'm hoping Knicks beat the Spurs because my mom's she's a Spurs fan.
Alright. So that's one of the things that, I don't really follow sports or
Mhm.
pay too much attention, I get it. like through friends who
Yeah,
watch
yeah,
sports and
yeah.
stuff like that. So I've been seeing like tickets for basketball games, right?
Mhm.
Some of them would be like upwards of 1K, if not upwards of 20K or plus, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes I'm like wondering, like, is it to support the team or is it just to blow money? Like, who's spending money to actually go to?
I think I mean, so those pricing are based on, like, location, right? So
Yeah,
top is, like, probably the cheapest,
yeah,
and then bottom I've actually never been to a sports game, but I think a lot of it is people spend more money because you get closer and it's more like I wouldn't say selfish, but it's more
mhm,
like self-endearing. Like you spend a little bit more money, you get closer to the game, you get to
yeah.
maybe have your face shown on those cameras.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like things like that, at least for me, that's not really a thing I would be into unless, I have millions of dollars. Okay, drop 20K to sit at
Yeah.
a basketball thing. But no, for me, I've never been to a sports game in my
Mhm.
life, so that's not something. But one thing I do, the only other sport I watch besides that is the UFC. I'm really big into
Okay.
the UFC and
Yeah.
whatever they got going on. So I think one of my dreams is to attend one of those events one day.
Okay. No, I feel like if I was to say out loud, like physically wanting to go to a sports game is
Yeah.
overrated, but I feel like I'll get way too much
No,
heat for that.
Loki, no. I feel like I kind of agree with man. Like there's some sports games and you have to really know the game and it
Yeah.
has to be a good game.
Yeah.
Cause I'm okay. If I pay for a sports game and my team loses, I'm gonna be so upset. I'm gonna be so upset. Like, no, I kind of agree with you, man.
Yeah.
I'm on your side, Lawrence.
Okay. Okay. No, honestly, I feel like yeah, part of sports is interesting and entertaining
Hmm.
and in like some aspects, but I feel like the way people move about it,
Oh no,
it's like it has such a strong hold on it. And I'm just like, wow, that's
there's
interesting.
some people who are like diehard fans, and
Yeah.
it's. I'm not gonna knock their hustle, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
they're definitely characters.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like then it goes into like the whole sports betting. There's a lot of money going into it. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm very much like against betting and
Mhm.
gambling and that whole epidemic, especially now with
Yeah.
things like Kalshi and this DraftKings. I think it's
Yeah.
the fact that it's become so prevalent is just so accessible to children. And with those, like you get like $10 when you start up for free.
Hmm.
I think that's one of the biggest failures we have right now in just
Hmm.
our general market.
It's like you can't go on social media without seeing like a
Yeah,
Kalshi ad, which
like
is kind of
or like a
a little
poly
weird.
market or just anything. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I just it's not good at all. Cause even children, I have my cousins who are like 13 and they're talking about like sports betting for fun. And I'm
No,
like,
that's crazy.
you can't, man. Like,
Yeah.
no, like let's not
Yeah.
do that.
The other thing too is like, with it being like an addiction and stuff like
Hmm.
that, if you've ever seen someone who like put their life savings on
No.
something and lost it and how that could like lead to negative impacts in their life, I was just like, that's not something that you want to
No,
like get
no.
into at all. Even if you win money, like that rush of winning will make someone want to do it more and more often. I feel like that's leading down a negative dark path.
Yeah, no. I've heard too many stories of people like these fathers or mothers will just go into a casino,
Yeah.
somehow drop a mortgage, and then
Yeah.
lose it all. And
Yeah, it's crazy.
I can't.
I was like it's important to want to invest in yourself
Hmm.
and want to like build wealth, but sometimes the way people do it, it's like if you've ever been in a situation where you like rent, you're not gonna make rent at all.
No.
I was like, That's a scary place to be
For
in."
me, I despise losing money.
Yeah.
I've gambled like a few times in my life,
Mhm.
and there's one poker game I was playing with my friends. I lost $20.
Uh,
Oh, that
the
was the most
20,
upset
the
I've been in
20.
my life. I was like, $20 is like 2 meals. I
No,
could have
yeah,
ate off
honestly.
that. I was translating everything with $20 to give me. So
No,
thank
that's
God I have that. Like that device is not in my system.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, honestly, that's like that's scary regardless of what
Mhm.
tax bracket or how much money you make. Just feeling uncomfortable losing something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would never want to be in that position.
And what's crazy about gambling is that it affects people of every bracket, every
Yeah.
race. It is like it's one of the most universal
Hmm.
vices, and it's so dangerous, man.
Yeah. But in terms like branching off of
Mhm,
gambling, what about positively investing in yourself? Like what's something you mentioned the Carhartt jacket
mhm.
earlier on.
Yeah,
What are other ways you've positively invested
yeah.
in yourself?
For me, blue light glasses.
Really?
Yeah, so I study a lot on my computer,
Hmm.
and I get really bad like dry eyes. And
Okay.
being able to like, you don't realize how much your vision and just looking at things is important to you
Hmm.
until, at least for me, it was blue light glasses because I used to not be able to sleep if I would be up till like 11 on
Mm,
computers, things
okay.
like that. So that really fixed a lot of those issues. And I guess some other things that really I think benefited my life is like face wash, like basic
Okay.
hygiene, like beyond like hygiene and stuff like that,
Yeah.
like a good like face cleanser, like moisturizer, like vitamins. Like
Mhm.
I'll say I'm a big fan of vitamins. Like I take vitamin C, ashwagandha,
Mhm.
like mercury, just a lot of things. I feel like small things like that, they make me feel better. They make me feel more energetic. So I'm
Mhm.
very much willing to drop the cash for those.
Honestly, I feel like people don't realize how important stuff like that is,
Mhm.
especially like if you're in Albany, you're not really
Yeah.
getting all the vitamins you need, especially if you're staying inside or
Mhm.
studying a lot as a med student. But yeah, I think that's something that I want to invest more into. But like now that you speak of the blue light glasses, I'm like, I think that might be an
Trust me,
investment to
it's
make.
a game changer. Like if you ever struggle with sleeping, like
Yeah,
after a long day,
yeah.
maybe it's because of blue light.
Probably, yeah, honestly, because now that I think of it, if we're not staring at a screen to study, then we're
Yeah.
staring at a screen for entertainment
Phones
or
or just
something.
something. We're like
Yeah,
our life is dictated by screens. So
yeah, yeah, that's
why not try to
crazy.
fix the effects of that, you
No,
know?
honestly, like there will be times where I'm trying to sleep and I close my eyes and my eyes are burning because I'm
Yeah, no.
like, so I definitely need to invest in that. Where did you get them from?
I got them online. I think
Really?
Amazon got them like
Amazon.
yeah, for like 15, 20 bucks. They're
Okay.
super cheap, man.
Okay.
Like they're a game changer. I've run through like three of them so far because
Oh,
I'm not
oh,
the
you lose
most
them or
care.
you have to?
I'm not the most
Oh, okay,
careful,
okay.
but yeah, no, I
Yeah.
love them. I stand by them.
Oh, okay. I thought they expire or something like that.
Blue light expires,
Yeah.
loses the coating somehow. Nah, no,
No, okay, okay.
no.
No, that's tough. Yeah.
Mhm.
I
No.
feel like those kinds of investments are pretty important.
Yeah,
And I was like talking to you when you were asking me about all of this stuff that I
yeah,
do here. I feel like that's even a solid investment because, like I was saying earlier on, when it comes to like posting online, you don't know who's going to be watching. It's really important. Like you try to do something that you enjoy and you do it at a high level. And then when people notice, they're going to want to invest in you or they're going to want to put you a part of their team. And so I'm saying I'm
yeah,
genuinely honest,
yeah,
being honest. If you want to start posting on
yeah.
social
No.
media,
Yeah,
you
I
should
guess no.
definitely do it.
I was talking to Lawrence before about like social media, and that's always something I've considered posting. I guess for me, it was I didn't really have the motivation or the confidence in it. But
Yeah.
no, after talking to you, it's also after seeing this setup and just
Yeah.
you guys can't see it, but the setup is insane. Like
Yeah.
it's very motivating.
I
You know.
appreciate it. No, honestly, and then like how we mentioned before, it's not gonna blow up overnight,
Yeah,
but
it's
just
at 1% a
consistency.
day.
Yeah,
One
exactly,
percent a
exactly.
day.
And then also the other thing is like the first couple videos aren't gonna be as good, but it's important to, just put them out there and then over time you'll be able to
I
see your
think there's
progress.
actually some like beauty in like having those first initial videos just be terrible and like
Yeah.
flop. I think that's like when I see like old channels or I'll just scroll sometimes to the very
Yeah, to
beginning
the
and just see
oldest,
like
yeah.
what was their first thing. And I
No,
think
honestly.
that's a great like snapshot in time of just who
Yeah,
you are.
yeah.
It's wholesome.
It just goes to show you like
How much you can
prog
change.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And progress doesn't happen overnight. It's just a
Yeah.
matter of time. Especially like even looking at what Pratik does, I think
Oh
that's
yeah.
really phenomenal and how he's
No.
been able to consistently keep going.
Shout out Pratik, man.
Yeah, exactly.
He's killing it on YouTube and all
Yeah,
this stuff, man. He's
yeah. And I think the growth is like really important,
yeah.
especially like if you start now, you'll
Mhm.
be able to see your life as a med student, and then you'll be able to see your life as a physician. If you're pushing Lamborghinis, Ferraris,
Oh,
Porsches, whatever you're pushing.
that'll
No,
be a TikTok thing, man.
no,
Day in the
honestly,
life as a 28-year-old
yeah,
anesthesiologist pushing at SPJ.
yeah. But I think it's really phenomenal to like invest in yourself and
Yeah,
see
no.
that growth over time.
Mhm.
It's really dope.
Yeah, I think also just thing in med school, I think people really forget to take care of themselves. Like
Okay.
they just get so surrounded, overwhelmed with just
Yeah.
like I have to do this, this, this. Like, and I get it, man. Like, you have life is hectic and tough. Really spending like even like 30 minutes a day, like
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like a lot, but just like freshen up, make sure you look good to feel good, make sure you're taking everything you need to really
Mhm.
feel in shape. I think that's something most people lose just as
Mhm.
they even get older, man. So
Yeah.
really holding on to those facts and traits are so important.
No, no, that's like the way you just presented it. That's really
Mhm,
phenomenal. That's like the thought that I've always had, especially like, with incoming students, first
mhm.
years. Like, I think it's really important to, give them the real
Yeah.
because you'll come into med school and then you'll lose
Yeah,
yourself.
it's gonna be tough, man. It's
Yeah.
gonna be tough. So
Yeah. And especially like as you get older, if you start, like they say 30, once you hit 30, it's like downhill from there. But the reality is, if you don't take care of yourself in your
it can
20s,
start at 18, man. You can slow downhill if you don't pay
no,
attention.
yeah, exactly. And so I'm just like, it's really important that you take those necessary
Yeah.
steps early on.
The small routines,
Yeah,
consistency, man.
exactly,
It's
exactly.
great.
Yeah. I think you're setting yourself up to be very successful, honestly.
That's hopefully, man. But I have
Yeah.
good people around me.
Yeah, sometimes I even say, like, not even to be funny,
Hmm.
sometimes just because someone's gonna be a doctor doesn't mean that they're gonna be successful
Hmm.
or they're gonna be, like, this really important person in
Yeah,
society. But I feel like when you find those individuals within med school, you
yeah,
could see them, like, this person, he's gonna really set
yeah.
himself he or she's gonna really set themselves up to be successful or pivotal person in society. Just take note of them and just,
Yeah,
like, trying to,
yeah.
like,
Just even
connect with
talk to
them.
them. Just like listen,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like,
Sometimes sometimes I feel like within these once you progress in academia, some people become a little asocial in a sense
mhm.
that they want to talk to people,
They just
but
don't. No one
yeah,
approaches them, right?
yeah, exactly. They want someone else to be the first
Mhm.
one. Now, if everyone's thinking, okay, if this person talked to me, then I'll
Mhm.
talk. If everyone's thinking that, then no one's going to want to say anything
I
to
think
someone.
one thing I've kind of realized in life is the people who are most knowledgeable about like a topic, they seem intimidating, but they just want to nerd out, man. Like I remember
Yeah,
I've had so many convos, like my research professor about something completely different to what I'm doing, and we'll
yeah,
just talk for an hour straight. And it's like no one has ever asked a question about that before, or even asked
yeah,
any advice, and
yeah,
they love to talk, man. So really,
yeah,
just even approaching those people, or
yeah,
just anyone you respect or want to look up to, man.
yeah.
Most of the times, I feel like they'd be open.
Yeah, that's true. And I feel like the sentiment still holds with like faculty at school.
Oh yeah.
Because like we're all adults, normal
Mhm.
people. We like to have conversations. There are things that we're
Yeah.
interested in. So why not just have those conversations?
Yes. I mean, yeah. It's weird. It to this day, I would still forget that. Yeah, I'm an adult.
Yeah.
Like it's we're all adults here, so
Yeah.
we can all have talk. But no, that's a good thing.
Yeah. So like even after exams, I go to Dr. Nan's
Yeah.
office, just
Just
talk to
chill.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, just chill and just like have a normal conversation because I think he's very chill, like he's a guy who really supports
Mhm.
you in a sense that he wants to see you succeed. And I just talk to him and I even
Mhm.
talk to him about video stuff. He likes to hear about it. I'm like, yo, it's pretty dope.
I think it's important to have like a
Yeah.
mentor or just really anywhere when you grow up. Like
Yeah.
even if this person doesn't have to be a lot older than you, it can be a friend or just someone you really kind of look up to. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, I feel like I'm learning things anytime you talk to them, or like I'm
Yeah.
getting, like I'm just growing myself as a person
Yeah.
talking to them.
Exactly. And I feel like even you, like once I even post this or
Mhm.
just in general, when people see you, they're probably thinking, dang, I want to be in this
Yeah,
position.
yeah,
I want to get to know him. So like I feel like you're even setting that foundation to
mhm,
for other people to look up to you
yeah,
and
yeah.
like want to get to know you and be in that position that you're in.
Mhm.
So definitely like sharing your journey, sharing your message, sharing something that you can help inspire people. I think that's
Yeah,
what you
no,
should definitely do too.
that's great. No, I think one of my goals in life, beyond the medicine and doctor thing, is I want to be someone like someone can look up to, or at least
Yeah.
I want to be able to give advice to someone. I
Yeah.
think like I've had so many people in my life who I'm so grateful for, who have given me great advice, just like motivated me through so many periods of my life,
Yeah.
and I just want to be that for someone. And I think
Yeah.
that's a great like I know thing we can start off through YouTube. I can show like how here's how I was my second year of med school, and
Yeah.
here's all the changes I made, all the things I went through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think you should definitely start doing that now because
Yeah, you're motivating me, man.
honestly, yeah,
Yeah.
and I feel like you'll really see like how far you've gotten
Yeah.
through it. And like I do content. I'm here to
Yeah, no.
help if you need anything.
Mhm.
And also what I was thinking is that there's always gonna come a point in time where you feel like you're not doing enough, but the reality is that you're becoming more successful than you previously were. Like
Yeah.
every new endeavor, you're always learning something
Yeah.
new, right? And so you could take that knowledge and transfer it to someone else.
Mhm.
Like I was talking about before, just based on this video stuff and people seeing it, I've been able to get the opportunity like to get paid to talk to
Yeah,
people.
no. And
And so
I'm
like,
assuming that's not something you ever dreamt of as a kid or when you were doing
no,
this.
no,
That's
yeah,
crazy now. Imagine
yeah,
that you're doing that.
yeah, exactly. And so like the more you put yourself out
Yeah.
there, the more people are gonna want to hear from you. So I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
you should do it.
It's motivating as hell,
Yeah,
man.
you should
Yeah.
definitely do it. I feel like it's a part of the journey because like
Yeah.
some people, their goal might just to become an attending work
Mhm.
and then like die sometimes.
Yeah,
But
no.
like if you can do a lot of things between that time,
Yeah, no. I
it'd be
think,
dope.
yeah, that's, yeah, I for me, I very much thought about it is even when going into med school, I know I'm very grateful to even be in med school and to want to be a doctor. But I've very much been certain of myself where I want to have my own personality outside of being in medicine.
Hmm.
I think stuff like this is a great way where you can really show your personality out
Yeah,
there.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So I appreciate you coming
Of
on the
course,
show.
man. Lawrence, thank you for having me.
Yeah, yeah. I think like I feel like part of it is being able to maintain a conversation. Like
Yeah.
you have your talking points, but keeping things fluid.
Hmm.
I feel like that's a skill in and of itself.
Thank you,
Like some people, it's hard for them to talk for a
man. Yeah.
while. But like how you said, like some people want to be able to talk about themselves and
Hmm.
just be able to express it.
Yeah.
And I feel like on camera, you're
Thank you,
phenomenal.
man. I'd like to shout out being an only child. I
Oh,
grew up talking to my dog and my friends, but
oh,
no, no. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And this setup, again, I want to say it again, insane. Like, you guys
yeah.
don't see how much goes behind Lawrence's
Yeah.
reaction.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Of
So,
course, man.
any last words of wisdom, anything that you
Um,
want to say to somebody? I feel like you
yeah,
should.
yeah. Words of wisdom. Oh, I'll say this. I want to shout out some people in my life.
Yeah.
I want to shout out my grandma and grandpa. Okay.
Mhm.
I feel like one of the biggest drivers for me in life is for them to see me and like to graduate. And I want to shout them out for like everything they've ever done for me. Like, I love them so much. They're sweet, sweet people.
Yeah.
Like, they've guided me through so much in my life. And I think a motivational thing I would say is don't be so tough on yourself. I think most people get into this mindset where you'll have bad days and you are your own harshest critique, but don't be so tough on yourself. I think taking some time to accept and just be proud of where you've come. Like, you're gonna have bad days, but the fact that you're here means you've gotten through those bad days, man. So really take some time to appreciate yourself, man. That's my biggest advice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Of course,
And
man.
yeah, thank you all for watching another episode of Casual Conversations with Lawrence. Had an amazing
Yeah,
guest.
yeah. Thank you guys for having me, man. Shout out to the next episode.
Yeah. All right.
Of course. That was
So,
fun, man.
yeah.